Keeping it real, who that sports pod? Legendary Coach Rock. Go 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick. Black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Let's believe. We go punch. Punching in. Get them punch. With them Saints. Watch us march. Down the field. Down your throat. Keeping it real. Who that sports? Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk. Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family. The doors are now open. So come on in. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Dolph Jackson. Keeping it real. Who That Sports Podcast. Brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. Hope you're having a great Sunday, family. Listen, we going to answer the question today, baby. Is Tyler Shough? Is Tyler Shough the answer? Is he the future? Is he the franchise quarterback that the New Orleans Saints have been searching for ever since the retirement of one Drew Brees? One thing's for certain, we can't answer that now. We can't answer that today, but in a couple months, after seeing him in training camp, after seeing him in preseason game, after seeing him possibly through the midway season of the 2025 season, the picture will start to shape. We will start to see, is this young man capable of being the franchise quarterback that the Saints have been searching for ever since Drew Brees decided to call it a career? One thing is for sure, Tyler Shough has all the tools that you look for. He's the prototypical quarterback. He's the height, 6'5". He has the weight, 220 some pounds, 220 plus pounds. Very underrated as an athlete. He's not a statue in the pocket. Can't get out. Can get you yak yards. Can't scramble. But is he the answer? A lot of people say, well, Dolph, he's going to be 26. We heard it in the draft process. We continue to hear he's going to be 26 when the season starts. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. All I want is for this young man, Spencer Rattler, to be the answer. That's it. Now, he was handpicked by Kellen Moore. This, make no mistake about it, was a Kellen Moore decision to go out and get one Tyler Shough. Now, oh, man, I already got a little something for the season, man. We going to be hollering, who that? Oh, Shough. That going to be our little thing, baby. Sometimes you think it just come to the door, baby. It just come to the door, baby. But listen, the young man has all the tools. Man, shout out to my co-host, the legendary Coach Rock, doing draft night. He was so disappointed with the say didn't take his guy Jackson Dodd at number 9, man. He didn't even come back for the rest of the show, baby. Coach, if you're out there, baby, come on in, baby. Come on in. It's going to be all right, baby. It's going to be all right. Now, people going to look at his injury. He's injury plagued, though. Well, he had a bad shoulder at Oregon, at Texas Tech. Transferred from Oregon. He started out with Justin Herbert. That's right. This man's the backup to Justin Herbert. Transferred out of Oregon. Goes to Texas Tech. Wins the starting job. Gets hurt. collarbone, does not have surgery, re-injures that same collarbone, and his leg injury that he had at Texas Tech, man, I saw that earlier while looking at film, man, and it was a fluke thing, man. I mean, it was gruesome to look at. I was gonna play, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But the kid can make all the throws, but there are things he needs to work on too. And we're going to take a look at his numbers from this past season. We're going to also got a video that we're going to look at briefly to see the concerns, the things he does good and doesn't do so well, and things that he will have to improve on at the next level as a professional quarterback. But most importantly, as the hand-picked quarterback for new head coach Kellen Moore to start his tenure in New Orleans. And hopefully, this young man is the franchise quarterback we have been needing. I don't understand how some people out there are already hoping for this young man to fail. To me, that is stupid. That is weak. You're not a true fan. Like I said, no matter who is your favorite, whoever it is that you want it to be the next quarterback in the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints did not select that player, it doesn't matter. All that matters, who steps on that field wearing this black and gold, baby. That's it. I want them all to be successful. Because when the Saints are successful, when we're successful on the field, doesn't your work week go better? Isn't the vibe better, baby? Listen, we've been down too long, baby. We got to get this thing turned around. Now, am I expecting a miracle season? Who knows? There have been a lot of the last 2 years. Why not us? That's all I'm going to say. Why not us too? Why not us? Let's turn this thing around. Right now, we're picked to be last in the division. With good reason. We've been picked to, by the way we finished the season, the turmoil that's going on this offseason, new head coach, uncertainty with the starting quarterback who doesn't want to be here, who uses the church platform to give his excuse, not his excuse, to give his reason for why he hasn't been in town. And again, our prayers go out to him and his family for the non-football stuff that they are going through. But at the same time, that was the wrong place to address your professional needs in the house of the Lord, bro. Be that separate, you know. Stop looking for compassion as far as football-wise. I'm talking about only football-wise. Can't have that, man. Anyway, it's simple to put. Either you want to be here or you don't. Man don't want to be here. And quite frankly, who that nation really doesn't want this man here. And they go and they select Tyler Shough. A lot of comparisons, though, have him to a younger Derek Carr. We go check in. We go check in about some of that. All right, family. Again, this is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dog Jackson, brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. You see it on the ticker there. If you're not subscribed, baby, what you waiting for? Subscribe to the Come On In Sports Network. Hey, we got you covered at the Come On In Sports Network. There's the link right there. Subscribe. We have Uneducated Sports Talk, Real Fan Sports, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. I know, baby. I know. It's all family, baby. We got Come On In Bills. We got Eagles Talk with TJ. And, of course, the number one and hottest pregame show on all social media, baby. As the NFL turns, baby, we will have you covered each and every Sunday during the season through the Super Bowl, baby. Tune in to hear Coach Rock, Jeremy, Learns, Carlos, PJ, TJ, Jay Hitz, Zach, Nonfiction, and yours truly. With that being said, family, let's greet the family as we get ready to get into this. Marley's in the house. Marley, how you doing? Come on in. Make it better big call to be here. I got you. Marley saying how he feels right now. Let's see who else. Samuel, how you doing? Come on in. Tedra says injured 3 of his 7 years of college. I understand that, bro. But you got to look at the injuries. That broken fibula, bro, that was just a fluke thing that happened. It really wasn't no contact, bro. It really wasn't. That happened, but the kid had a successful, healthy season this past season at Louisville. And listen, the times that he has played prior to Louisville, the times he has been on the field. Let's look at this. When he transferred from Oregon, Texas Tech, he won the starting job year after year. So he's won the starting job wherever he's been. He's been the man. He's been in there. At Oregon, he was the starting quarterback for a season. So the young man has the talent. The talent is there. I'm not going to hold it against this young man. Injuries happen. There's one thing to say if you're injured or you are hurt. Injured and hurt are two things. If a player is injured, he was injured. Those were season-ending injuries. Now, if you're hurt and you can go, it's different. But the young man persevered. He went through a lot, man. The young man's mother was diagnosed with cancer. You know, she's been a pillar for him. And after that, he lost his brother. The young man, he's been through a lot in his young life. He's 25 right now. Everybody keeps saying, when the season starts, okay, be 26. So at the end of his first contract, he'll be 29 years old, gone to 30. That's still young, still can ball. That means he can get another contract. But all that depends on his play, how he performs as a member of the New Orleans Saints. Again, they're going to give him every opportunity to win this job, but it's not going to be handed to him. You can't come in here stinking up the joint. You can't come in here just being foolish and careless with the football. And we go take a look at some of those things. But Tidra, I understand where you're coming from, my brother. Thank you for being here. Come on in. Hurricane Mike is in the building. Hurricane Mike, how you doing? Come on in. I will open up the lines later in the show, family. My guy, Rose City. Rose, what's up, baby? Come on in. Rose in the house. Who else is in the house, baby? Uh-oh. You know this guy. All I'm going to say is, Uncle Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. All right, who else we got in the building, baby? Who else? Rose says DC talking about Derek Carr, sucker for that. Yeah, I just think that was the wrong place to do it, man. I think that's the wrong place for him to do that. Chantel, how you doing? Come on in. I have my darling. Hope you're having a great weekend too. And as always, thank you for being here. And come on in. All right. He had others out there too. Okay. All right. Now, so let's get down to business, family. Let's get down to business. Here we go. While we're here, this young man right here, share this with you. Tyler Shough. These are his numbers from this past season, and we're gonna look at, first of all, in this breakdown, which I love, and you guys can see this too. This is courtesy of Pro Football Reference. Great site. So this is his numbers from this past season. He completed 244 of 389 attempts for 3,195 yards. He had a QB rating of 148. Also 23 touchdowns and only 6 INTs. And looking at his career, family, that 6 INT seems to be his ceiling. It does. I could not find anywhere else. Despite his, I know you're going to say, well, Dolph, he didn't play that much, but the times he did play, I could find nowhere where he threw more than 6 intercepts in a season. His completion percentage this past season was 62.7. He attempted to run 42 times for 19 yards, and we go get that's a part of his game that I think is very, very underrated. Now, how did he perform home and away? Let's start off with on the road. On the road, he completed 122 of 199 attempts for a 61.3 completion percentage for 1,381 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 INTs. He had a QB rating of 126.2 on the road. But also on the road, he took off more. 20 times for 68 yards, averaged 3.4 yards an attempt, and he had 1 touchdown. Got to protect the ball. As you can see, most of his intercepts came on the road, hostile environment. You got to protect the ball. You can't make bonehead decisions. At home this past season, 122 completions out of 190 attempts, family, for a 64.2 percentage. He passed for 1,814 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Hey, when you take that in the dome on Sundays, wouldn't you? You got to be on, but you got to be better on the road. And of course, coming to the Saints, he's going to be surrounded by better players. It's just that simple. It's the National Football League. Now, let's go to the next thing. Let's look at him performing in the win and loss column. I'm going to start in the losses because this is more important. What in the games that they lost, how did he perform? Well, in the games that Louisville lost this past season, he completed 103. He had 103 completions out of 166 attempts. He completed 62% of his passes on in losses this in games that they lost for 1,205 yards with 10 touchdowns and 3 INTs. Now, of course, we got to take in were some of those junk yards, you know, and in the game, just defense, not really. You got to go back, look at Louisville's schedule. They were in a lot of close games this past season. In the games that they won, the young man completed 141 of 223 passes for a 63.2% completion percentage and 1,990 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a QB rating of 154.7. He rushed 25 times for 41 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, here's something that concerns me that I want to see him get better at, family. Is this here. Give me 1 second, family. Get this straight. There's one thing that I want to see him get better at. And the one thing that concerned me was this here. The month. Look in November. November, end of the year. You're playing to go to a bowl. You're playing for winning seasons. A lot is on the line. His attempts, he attempted 117 passes, completed 69 for only a 59% completion rating. Now, we got to go back in November and we'll have to look at those games that they played in November. You know, was it mostly because of him? Was it his supporting cast not coming through? We have to see. But he did throw 3 touchdowns in November and only 1 INT. His worst month for protecting the ball was October, where he tossed 4 interceptions. He had a completion rating of 144 that month with 9 touchdowns. His best month was September. Early in the season, he had 7 touchdowns, 1 intercept, 164.7 completion rate. And then to open the season, which, you know, a lot of times you're playing cupcakes to open the season, 18 to 24, 4 touchdowns. I believe they opened up with Austin P, if I'm not mistaken. 4 touchdowns, no intercepts. And you did what you were supposed to do against an inferior opponent. So based off those numbers, family, give me your thoughts so far about Tyler Shough, things that we've gone over so far. Jerry says, got the Saints ranked dead last in power rankings. I think that's sufficient. Hey, start at the bottom, work your way up. Have no expectations, because when we have had expectations for this team, quite frankly, they've come up short, and it's just that simple. Now you start off the season, no one's expecting anything from you. That's right. To me, at the end of last season, the Carolina Panthers surpassed the New Orleans Saints. They became a better team than the New Orleans Saints down the stretch of the season. And think about this division. Every team in this division has a starting quarter. They're settled at quarterback. Derek Carr is supposed to be the starting quarterback. We know that's up in arms. Really, many think he's out of here. I think he'll have surgery. I think they put him on injury reserve for the season. ended his season and his tenure here with the New Orleans Saints. And quite frankly, that is the best thing to do for all parties, for all parties involved, to dissolve this relationship and this working relationship. Let Derrick go on his way, and let's turn the clock. Will it be Tyler Shough? Would it be Spencer Rattler? Or will we be back in the draft next year looking for another quarterback? Personally, I'm hoping it's this young man or Spencer Rattler. Hell, I'm hoping it's both of them. I'll tell you why. We know he's, as some of y'all say, NFL is next man up. If you're the backup, you're one play away from being the next man up. If Spencer Rattler continues to make plays, continues to develop, hey, and Tyler Shough comes in, and he is what Kellen Moore envisioned when he decided to select him, then you have two young quarterbacks in your room. And also, if you got two young quarterbacks, that also means, hey, the one who doesn't start, who others around the league view as starting caliber quarterback, guess what? They go come a knocking. They go want to trade. Then you trade them, get some assets for them, bring in a veteran to back up whoever wins the job, and there you go. Now, so yeah, Jerry, we rank last again. I have no problems with that. It's May. I have no problems with that. I won't have any problems with that in June, July, August, September, October. Now, November, we can't be ranked last team in power rankings. Then there's a problem. All right. Make it better, big Carter stay. Right, that one. Jerry like Fire Loomis. Rose say, I seen the picture of Shough and Bub Means getting throws in that two lane. I love that. Let me just say this. Bub Means, I know everybody's claiming about, the Saints don't have big receivers. We got Kevin Austin Jr. We got Bub Means. And I'm telling you, Bub Means showed a lot to me. He showed the upside, the high upside that many thought that he had last year. And we know he has chemistry with Spencer Rattler. So I think this is a big season for Bub Means, Kevin Austin Jr., those two young receivers to try to take the next step and solidify themselves on this Saints roster as the number 4 and 5 receiver. I'm figuring the Saints are going to keep 5 receivers on this squad. Okay. Chantel says, hey, dog, hope I did. Thank you. Let's see. Jawan was, yeah, he also, Jawan Johnson, Jawan Johnson was his teammate at Oregon. In fact, they roomed together on the road when they were at Oregon. So they are reunited here in New Orleans. Let me see. Rose says, Rose, your boy Traycon was turned away from two. Y'all still be on old Cuzzo, huh? Cuzzo they still be at old cousin Traquan, man. That's right, bro. Don't make Traquan go in his bag of tricks for y'all, man. Man, they bought Brandon Cooks back. Hell, they might well bring Traquan back, huh? I'm just saying. Chantel said we're about to have a quarterback battle here in Cleveland. Yes, you guys are. And I saw reports today that it was not the owner's decision to select Shedeur, but it was actually the GM's decision to select him. And the reason they passed on him earlier, which makes no sense to me, is because they were worrying about the noise around him, but you still selected him. So I don't understand it. If you like a quarterback, if he can play, and you think he can help your franchise, you get him. Sometimes I think, look, they do this for a living. They do this more than us, but sometimes I think they overthink things a little bit. All right. Chantel said Shough should have to battle. Oh, he will. He gonna have to battle Spencer. It's not gonna be given to him. Rose said Kevin White was working with them, but he kept dropping people furniture. Boy, y'all, Philly, how you doing? Bro, career going to be 6 to 7 years if he's lucky. Listen, He was healthy for the first time last year. The kid has talent. There's no doubt. The kid has talent. When it comes to making throws in the NFL, hash mode to hash mode, seams, longs, he has that. He has the height. He's 6'5". He has the weight. He's 220 pounds. He's not a statue in the pocket, like I said earlier. He has mobility. He has a little escapability, and his athleticism, I think, is a little bit misled. In fact, let's look. In 2020, when he was at Oregon, he attempted 167 passes, family, and completed 63.5% of those passes for 13 touchdowns and 6 intercepts. He averaged 9.3 yards of completion and 1,559 yards, and he had a QB rating of 160.4. And he had over 270 rushing yards. Of course, that was the COVID year before they shut everything down. But you can see the kid was playing football, efficient football with the Ducks before the COVID season got shut down. Now, he also, family, I'm going to share that with you in a second. He also, in a bowl game, went head-to-head with the second quarterback taken in the draft, Jackson Dart of the New York Giants, and we're going to look at those numbers later on as they went head-to-head. Roll, let me see, Philly, what up, Roll? All right. Roll said, need to see Shough on the field. That will tell me. Exactly. Look, let's get him on the field. Let's see him work on the field in a pro-style offense. And that was one of the reasons for him going to Louisville. He wanted to prove that he could run a pro-style offense. He wanted to prove that he can make checks at the line of scrimmage. And he went and played for Coach Jeff Brown, who runs that pro-style offense at Louisville. And he was highly effective this past season at Louisville. We're going to have some tape where we look at games against Miami and against Notre Dame. Those were two ranked teams. When they played Notre Dame, they were undefeated. Notre Dame was undefeated at the time. And we're going to look at some things. We're going to look at some video of those contests. Let's see. Tedra said, I just believe Rattler would be the Mount Saints would start. Shough though, shaking my head. I can't say that, bro. If this was the same regime from last year and they drafted this guy, I would give Spencer no chance at all. None. We know he won the backup, and they pretty much promoted Hayner in front of him, but we knew why that was, the buddy system. But I think if this is Kellen Moore, I think he's coming in with an open slate. Look, you have to. Best man plays, because it's one thing. First of all, you can't pull the wool over the fans' eyes, but you damn well can't pull the wool over those players who are in that locker room, who are at practice every day, who see the work ethic, who see the growth of these quarterbacks. And you're not going to sell it to your team. He will lose his team if Spencer Rattler clearly outplays Tyler Shough and is not the starter. He will lose his team. He will fail as head coach of this team, and the Saints will be looking for another head coach within 2.5 years. It's just that simple. If you're Kellen Moore, you coming in right now, whole slate is clean. I'm playing my best player. I'm starting my best 11, my best and most consistent players on offense, and the same thing on defense. And my backups have to be competent. My backups have to be able to come in and there not be a big drop off like it's been the past several years with the Saints backups. Also, I love the fact that the Saints stayed pat in this draft. They didn't trade up. They didn't trade future assets. Why? Because they know the cover is bare as far as the depth and talent of this team. They made all 9 selections, and at least 6, maybe 7 have a legitimate chance to make this squad or the practice squad. Really, all of them have a chance to make the squad or the practice squad at least. I think your top 5 have to make this team, not the practice squad. have to make the team. Now, there's one kid that, listen, this kid right here. You got, let me get this out of the way. This kid right here. Let me get out the way. This kid here, I still think this was one of the most underrated selections. Not home run speed, we go 80 yards, but guess what? He can go 45, he can go 50, 60, 35, 25, 20. All that counts. You know what I'm saying? And listen, inside the 25, 30-yard line, he don't got to go 30 yards. He can take it to the house. So he's a young player that I've been very much excited about the opportunity of him being part of this roster, because again, I love the talent of Kendre Miller. I love the talent, but he has to be available. And besides being available, you got to get in that playbook. You got to know what you're doing when you're on the field. You have to. That's Kendre Miller's mission this year. 1, stay healthy. 2, know your assignments, know your playbook inside and out. No matter what the coaches call, you are ready to go. That's what Kendre Miller has to deal with. You bring you, of course, we still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire we re-signed, but I love this selection of Devin Neal. And if the young man comes in and he's able to catch up to the speed of the NFL, learn his playbook, and just let his talents take over, I believe this young man will be on the opening day roster for the New Orleans Saints. That means somebody's going to be said. Somebody's going to be shown the dope. And right now, I ain't got time for favoritism. This team don't have time for favoritism, draft status or nothing. It's all about getting the best 55. The roster not 55 players available to you to make up your football team, and then the 16 to make up the practice squad with great promise and great upside, who could come in for a week or two and give you sufficient above average play. That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's go back to the comments. All right. My guys in the building, No Cap, No Filter, No Saints. Subscribe to No Cap, No Filter Saints podcast. Marley G, my nephew, he does a great job over there, family. Marley says 6'5", runs a 4.6, can scramble, can dance, has a deep ball, and say New Orleans, you will get everything out of me. I'm willing to down the field for y'all. Oh yeah, I'm eating the cheese. QB1. Okay, I got you. Listen, I'm not against it. Again, I'm rooting for this young man. Tedra says, I don't like Neal. What is it that you don't like about Neal, Tedra? Is it just his overall, is it his breakaway speed? Because I mean, the young man, he shows he has a suddenness about him. He's more quick and sudden than fast, but the first man barely brings him down. He can catch out the backfield. He can pick up the blitzing linebacker safety. So let me know what you think about that. Tedra says, Dolph, the tight end drafted, you do believe he can beat out Jawan and other tight ends we got? No, he's not going to beat out Jawan. Right now, if the season was to start today, it'll be Darlin Hooker and him, because Taysom is out for God knows how long. Foster Moreau also is coming off an injury, so we don't know when he's going to be back. So listen, the door is open for this young man. The door is open for Darlin Hooker. I know, remember last year, a lot of us had a lot of hope for Darlin Hooker. A lot of you did. I was kind of skeptical. And during the season, due to him or the former coaching staff, he didn't show much. He was out there, barely targeted. So we're going to see. But the door is open, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints were to bring in another veteran tight end during the offseason or right before training camp. But again, Tedra, let me know why you don't like Devin Neal. I'm kind of interested about that. She's in the building. Dana, how you doing? Come on in. Dana's in the building. All right. Let's see. Oh, my bad. He said I do like Neil. My bad, bro. I got glasses on, still reading wrong, bro. My bad. All right. Cap says, do I hate the pick for the value? Yes, but it's up to Latala to make me love the pick. At this point, we got to roll with the hand we're dealt and live with it. I understand where you're coming. I got you. Yeah, he said he do like Neil, dog. Okay, appreciate it. I thought that right now. You don't like Neil? It's the NFC South. Anybody have a shot in there? Now, well, I'm gonna tell you this. The team right now, the off season, all the flowers, and I love it. I love it because I love to see this particular team built up. I love to see them built up. I love their fan base to walk around with their chest pumped out in April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Then November comes and reality starts to set in. Then December, then January, and they're once again heartbroken. You know what I'm talking about. Them dirty pheasants, them dirty birds in Atlanta, man. Shout out to Cowboy, Atlanta Falcons FANDEMIC. Shout out to my brother Red Stone. What's going on, baby? You know your boy dog got to shoot one at you. But yeah, man. But listen, they had a great draft, and right now they're the darlings of the NFC South. They're the team that's supposed to challenge the four-time. Last team to win the NFC South 4 straight years were the Saints. To be honest, Tampa Bay right now is lined up to go 5, and I love the pick of Ibuke. That was a hell of a pick. I love what Tampa did. They have the best quarterback in the division. I'm going to say it again. They have the best quarterback in the division. All right. The Nola Chop podcast, my guy, Kai the Great. Kai is in the building. Kai, come on in. Kai say, Dolph, I've been knocking for a minute, brother. Let me in, play. How you feel about Kelvin Banks? I believe he's going to be a difference maker on the front line. Man, I love the pick. Nah, I get it. Coach didn't like the pick. But me, I love the pick, bro. I'm just going to tell you. I love the pick of this young man. Let's look at him work, baby. Look at him work. Bam, look at that base. Look, ankles. Sit down on him, baby. Work down, slide out, get in front. Just get in the way. Bam. There you go. Look at that. Second level climb. Great player. Look. Again, bam, slide, second level, get on that back. Look. Eaton. Against Georgia. Here we go. Stalemate. You won that. All right, now why this one? Who's that? Look at that. He passes him off, gets the twist, catches the guy running the twist. Here he is again. Bam, good job. I love the selection of Kelvin Banks Jr. We have to get stout up front, family. I understand a lot of people being upset saying, well, damn, though, we keep drafting offensive line. You got to build up the line, man. You got to till you hit, bro. Listen, Fuaga is going to be good. He's going to be good. Kelvin Banks has the opportunity to be good. We know we have one of the best centers in the National Football League. Right guard, he's serviceable. Well, he's a little bit more than he's above average. Could be good if he becomes more consistent. And left guard is the thing. We don't have a left guard. Would it be the former Tennessee Titan that we signed? Or will it be Trevor Penning being moved to left guard? Or will it leave Trevor Penning at right tackle and put Kelvin Banks at left guard? I would prefer them to put Kelvin Banks at left tackle, Fuaga at right tackle. Penning, leave Penning at tackle. Let him be the swing tackle. That's how I'm looking at it. Let him be the swing tackle. Because if you got to insert Penning at left guard, now they might insert Penning at left guard and Penning go in there and blossom. We don't know. But we did see improvement from Penning last year when he was allowed to play. He became a serviceable, I'm going to say it again, he became a starting quality NFL right tackle last year. He just did. Nothing to knock on the table, jump around about, but he became a good pro last year. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right, let's see. More comments says, Booker, how you doing? Come on in. Thank you for being here. When healthy is a good guard. Nick saw the very, bro. That's the problem, though. You say he's good. The games that I watch him, he had a few good reps in. He does not, first of all, he has to get the reps, but he can't get the reps. Why? Because he's always in the tub. Like you say, that's the key right there, T. He has to stay healthy, bro. He has not been able to stay healthy. I would love for this young man to be the answer there, because God knows I was Tyler Shough. I damn sure didn't want to see Ali Udo back. I'm just being honest. I mean, who wanted to see that? So, you know, when the Saints happen to go on the street and bring guys off the street rather than right in their building. I know it's going to be entering the AFC North to watch, but I'm going to try to make a few. All right, AFC North, that go before it get cold. All right, Tedder says, I believe we will be better than others believe before injury set in. We look very good. Even with Carr mediocre play, getting on line healthy and fixing right tackle weapons back, we will be. In the first 2 weeks of last season, bro, that I'm not going to do the man like that. He wasn't mediocre those first 2 weeks, bro. He was not mediocre in those first 2 weeks, bro. Now, this thing, I understand the dislike of Carr and all that, but look, bro, we fail over here. Y'all fail. Y'all know how we do, fam. We get on the edge, but let's be fair. First 2 weeks, he was balling, bro. The whole offense was balling. You know, then McCall goes out. It seems like McCall was the trigger to everything going downhill for the Saints last year, in my opinion. Let's see who else. All right, no. So let's go on to the next slide here for us. All right. All right. So let me set that up for you guys. All right. So here it is against Notre. That's this against Notre Dame, Louisville. This is against Notre Dame. Tyler Shough against Notre Dame. Now, in this contest here, there was some throws that he made in this game, family, that has you like, wow, you know. But then there were some decisions. Hold on, let me close so I give y'all a full screen. Hold on. Let me there it goes. Let's go full screen. There we go. All right. Yeah. How that happen? Anyway, hold on, fam. Give your boy 1 second. Let me fix this for us. Let me fix this for us, fam. Let me fix this for us. There we go. Yeah, see how your boy, though. Y'all can see I'll be working in the background, baby. See how I'll be working in the background for us. All right. There we go. Now, let's look at some of these throws, man. Here, he rolls out, back show, throws back across his body against Notre Dame. That was a good throw. Now here's the underrated part of his game, his mobility. Now, the thing that happens at the end of this, though, is, hey, you got to protect that ball, man. Listen, remember, he has some wheels. He can go a little bit. Come on, let's get it. All right, this is the first throw of this game. This is against Notre Dame. Watch his feet. Watch him. Watch that back foot. When that back foot hits, watch that front. Watch him transfer his power to that front leg. Get those hips twisted. And listen, he has a very, very quick release. Let's watch it. Bam. Catchable ball. Receiver catching moves. Catching stride. Turn up field. Get yards out to catch. Here, goal line. Go from the 10-yard line. Rolls half right. Throws back. Wide open. Look, perfect pass. Put the pass where only his guy can get it. Let's watch that one again. Let me slide. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Draws back. Again, that's that pass in the flat right there. Just go let it run. As you can see, hold on. Just don't want to cooperate with me right now, fam. What's up? There we go. All right. So let's watch these throws again. So here, drop again in the flat. Good ball placement there. Play action, step back off his back foot. Now there's one thing I'm gonna look at. Now here it is. Here, listen. They say he ain't fast, ain't it? I would take that. Now you got to protect that ball at the end. You got to protect the ball at the end. Look, there's a nice throw down the sidelines. Now here comes the problem with Tyler Shough. Again, out. Look how fast he gets the ball out when he has a clean pocket to read. Here, steps up in the pocket, makes a hell of a throw. That's on the receiver there. Again, back out of the backfield. Boom, ball out, crossing route. Good throw. Blitz, he stays in there, throws it up. That time, and look at it. I love that throw there. Down the seam right there. Him to Juwan Johnson. Get used to that, baby. That was a good throw. Here he is, dropping back, looking. Look at the placement of this ball. Come on. The kid, listen, there's no denying the talent of the kid. There's no denying the talent of him. As you just saw that pass, there's no denying the talent that he has. But he also has the ability to escape the pocket, gain yards out the pocket. He has the ability to throw off platform. But he also does some things that have you scratching your head. So let's finish looking at some of those things as this goes on. Here we go. Now here we goes here. Now this thing that again we're starting over here. I'm gonna just let it run through for you guys. He has to make better decisions with the football, family. Has to. Here he is. Now what? Get on his horse right here. Now he's on his horse right there, baby. Got to protect that ball. You got to protect that ball. Play action. Again, pro-style offense. He coming in. He's one of the most, if not the most pro-ready quarterback there. Under pressure, made a good throw right there. Again, got the ball out quick. He has a very quick release. When he's able to process, look, that was a great throw. That's on the receiver there. Good pocket steps, throws, good completion here. Over the middle crossing route. Got his hips looking. Here drops back. Look at that scene. Wow. Again, vision him throwing that to Juwan Johnson down that scene. Here's another drops back, looking. Look at this throw. Look at the ball placement. Listen, defender had no chance. Either his receiver's going to get it or no one. Here he is. He's dropping, looking, scanning through. Now look, all platform. Look how he look. See, you got to look. Now I'm gonna stop it on that one right quick. You got to look at on that last play when he scrambled to his left. He was able to first of all get his shoulder square, get his hips around, and flick it. And he's able to throw from different platforms, from different arm angles. He has a very strong arm. So again, there's a lot to like about Tyler Shough. But listen, this is not an everything to like thing. There are a lot of things he needs to work out and work on. One thing is you guys are going to see in this as we go on, you're going to see a lot of time when he faces pressure, family. A lot of time when he faces pressure, he's falling back. He's throwing off his back foot. Sometimes he does things that just have you shaking your head like, what the hell are you doing? like everyone, the play that everyone saw when he scrambled, he against Stanford, throws the damn ball underhand, take the damn sack. Sacks are not bad. Like punting is not bad. That'll be one thing I'll share with him. Drew Brees needs to share with him, like he shared with James and like he shared with Teddy Bridgewater. Punting is not bad. Sometimes it's better to take a sack than to turn the damn ball over. But some of those plays, bro, like that one against Stanford, he wasn't even look. He just flicked the damn ball up in the damn air, and whoever got it, got it. You know, that's something you can't have. The thing is, he had a lot of plays like that. He had a lot of plays like that, and that's something that we definitely can't have. So let's finish. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that pass on that slant right there. Here he is. Bam. When he's on time, he's good, fam. He's good. All right, here we go. Play act. Now look at this stroke. Look at this ball placement. Again, you can't place the ball better than that. What? Look at this. Look at it. Look where he hits the receiver at. Bam. And that's against Notre Dame. Look at that. Look at that throw. You can't do it no better than that, fam. You can't do it. Look at the placement of the ball right there. So the young man has the tools, family, but sometimes he does crazy things with the damn ball that make you shake your head. Again, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump ahead. We're going to jump to his game. Now, in this game, as you can see his stats, he was 24-41 for 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. He had a QBR of 97.65. I wanted to see him against the highest competition. Louisville and Miami, when Louisville played Notre Dame and Miami, these teams were highly ranked. As you see, Notre Dame finished number 2, Louisville finished 22 in the respective polls. But this game here, well, this was on September 28th. So both of these teams came in really ranked in the top 25. Notre Dame, listen, because we know they were runners up for the national championship this past year. A number of guys got drafted from Notre Dame. This is in South Bend, Indiana. You know, Notre Dame, one of the most historic universities in the country, high competition. And to me, he acquitted himself well in this ball game. And you see some of the passes that he was throwing. He was out there throwing dimes, baby. So, again, the talent is there. The talent is definitely there for Tyler Shough. But there are times that he does things that just have you shaking your head, family. Daniel says, I'm hearing people compare Shough to a mobile Jared Goff and Phillip Rivers. That has the size of a Josh Allen. I've heard that too. Number 80% Prime say we are going backwards like this country. Gotcha. So he doesn't like it. He needs to learn how to slide. Got to stay. Yeah, you got to learn how to slide, bro. Get what you can and get down. Get what you can and definitely get down. I'm with you on that, T. I'm definitely with you on that. Okay. So before we get to the next slide that we got on Tyler Shough, I wanted also to touch on to show you guys that one of the latest articles that our brother Ross Jackson over at Louisiana.net penned about when he spoke to Kellen Morris. Coach Moore shared his thoughts on what makes Tyler Shough special. All right, let's get that on there. All right, get that up there for you guys. All right, there we go, family. Again, this is by Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, host of Locked On Saints. While it can be easier to tear draft prospects down for where they struggled, typically the best way to go about evaluating young players is to find and foster what it is that makes them special. Focusing on areas where a player is great helps that player grow and develop. This will be the approach of the New Orleans Saints when it comes to rookie quarterback Tyler Shough. The former Louisville Cardinal has a lot of good in his game. He has an NFL size, standing 6'5", 219 pounds, athleticism, He ran a 4.63 speed to boot. He ran a 4.63 40. As you can see it right there. His 4.63 40 wide. He ran up.
Off he goes again.
He gone 4.63. And listen, he improved on that. He was happy. He was happy, baby. Get this out the way. Now, for head coach Kellen Moore, is what he can do as a processor that helps to separate him from the pack. Moore said he had a lot of tools at the line of scrimmage. He had the ability to get in and out of plays, so he was able to change plays at the line of scrimmage. Some of those intangible things I think are very valuable. So he has experience doing that, checking and making decisions there at the line of scrimmage. So I think that's hugely valuable. What a quarterback can do before the snap is sometimes hard to pick up on film. When a viewer isn't familiar with the scheme, it becomes challenging to quantify what's being achieved by just watching play calls and not being able to hear or decipher calls and checks. For Moore, a former NFL quarterback himself, this is the stable for his offensive execution. It's always something that I felt is very valuable piece, Moore said, of trusting a signal caller to make checks and changes at the line. Pretty much everywhere I've been as a player or coach, it's always been important to embrace. The quarterback has the tools and they have the best view at the line of scrimmage. So giving them the tools to make certain decisions, making little adjustments here and there allows you to put yourself in the best position to be successful. So that's one of the things that they like. Again, one of the reasons for Tyler Shough for transferring from Texas Tech to Louisville was to play for Coach Jeff Brom to get in a more pro-ready style college offense that can better prepare him for the next level, the NFL, and showcase the teams in the NFL that, hey, I am NFL pro-ready. I can come in and I can run a pro-style offense. All right. Now, let's continue. Beyond what Shough can do at the line of scrimmage, his exposure to certain concepts at Louisville is a plus as well. No team in 2024 in all the college football family ran more RPO attempts than the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, that's NFL. Where Moore was last an offensive play caller. In fact, the Eagles were the only teams with top 200 such play calls. The team's 199 RPO rushes topped the second place team, Green Bay Packers, by more than 100. Shough has exposure to exactly what concept thanks to his time in Louisville offense. Shough has exposure to exactly that concept thanks to his time in Louisville's offense. He's played in the action game. He's played in the quick game, Moore said. I thought they had a cool blend. They play in the RPO and fall out of game, but then they take their shots and he can attack all levels of the game. And he's done all of those. So I think he's done a lot of things, which is a great advantage. So you see how Coach Kellen Moore feels about our guy, our quarterback, our new quarterback, the young man who was the highest, who was drafted as the highest drafted quarterback by the New Orleans Saints since the Saints selected Archie Manning back in 1971. That's before your boy was even on this earth too, baby. So they still haven't selected a quarterback in the first round. And hopefully with this selection, they won't have to for a number of years. Hopefully this works out and he becomes a franchise quarterback. Remember, Josh Allen at the beginning of his career, he struggled as a rookie. He had some rookie mistakes. So he went through some rookie stages during his rookie year that you would expect a rookie to go to, but the Bills stayed the course with him because he showed them flashes. He showed them times of consistent play of what they will be getting. And of course, we know that he's blossomed into one of the best in the entire National Football League. Matter of fact, he's the reigning MVP of the National Football League. All right. Let's see. Okay, we got that out the way. So yeah, so now let me get the next slide ready for you guys. The next slide is going to be against the University of Miami when they played the Hurricanes, and #1 overall pick Cam Ward. Now in this game, listen, they went toe for toe with it. This was a great football game this past season. So let me get that one up there for you guys. Again, family, this is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm your host, Dolph Jackson. Family, do your boy Dolph a favor, family. Hit that like button. Share this on all your social media platforms. If it's your first time, hit that subscribe button. Come on in. Join the family for great content like this. And also, I need you all to go over to, you see it on the ticker if you haven't subscribed to the Come On In Sports Network, which is home to real fan sports, uneducated sports talk, Eagles talk with TJ, Atlanta Falcons FANDEMIC. Shout out to my guy Cowboy. Also, Come On In Bill. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Lawrence. And shout out to Jay Hitz, who will be hosting the Hit Zone, baby. That's right. He'll be covering America's team, them Cowboys, baby. That's right. Jay Hitz coming this September, baby. Coming this season with the Hit Zone. So be ready for that. So, yes, the Come On In Sports Network. You see the link, baby. Hit it. Join it. Join the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Become part of the family. All right, family. Let me get this up there for you. As now we'll be looking at Tyler as he went up against the Miami Hurricanes this season. I need to share that one for you. Share this tab. There we go. Let me start it over for you. Trying to get it just right for you guys, man. So, all right. And here we go. Now, in this contest this past season, again, we saw him go against high competition in Notre Dame. Here it went up against the Canes in the ACC battle. Miami came in 6-0. Louisville was 4-2. They were at home. In this contest, Tyler Shough was 31 of 51. He threw the ball 51 times for 342 yards, 4 touchdowns, a completion percentage of 60.7. He had a QBR of 113. So here, let's take a look at some of the highlights of Tyler here in this contest. This is early in the game, on the goal line. And you see him on his heels. He does that too much to me, family. He throws off his back foot too much. Again, right there. There was no reason for him to throw off his back foot. But in this contest, he throws off his back foot. There he steps into, look at that throw. Look at that throw. Here it is again. Watch this. Right back, bam. Listen, not many can make that throw. Here he is under pressure. That's the thing right there. That's the thing right there that we're going to have to work on. Just doing bonehead plays like that's attention to ground. There was no one out there. Here he is again, goal line looking. Look at that strike. Bam. Great ball placement. And again, he's fast. He gets the ball out of his hands real quick. Real quick. Let me see. Samuel says, I think, hey, Samuel, hey, it's good to dream, brother. It's good to dream, brother. It's good to dream, bro. Listen, I just want to win this season, bro. I just want to win this season. And I want to be more than 1 and 2 games over 500. That's all I'm saying. But again, you see some of the things that he does well. Again, let's look at this again. Start it over. Let's look at this again. Here we go. Look at that. Bam. Feet down. Sees. Shoulder fake. He sold it. Came back. Found this tight end. Good pass. Again, see, I hate. You see it on that play, family, how he's fought. Watch him. He does that too often. He throws off his back foot too often. Sometimes he feels pressure that's not even there. Look at this. All right. Again, if there was a defender out there, he picks that off. He goes to the house. Take a sack. Bam. The arm strength, the accuracy is not denied, family. Here he is. Bam. Look at that. Look how he got that in there. So again, there's a lot to like about Tyler Shough. But there's a lot of stuff that he has to improve on. Randy, how you doing? Come on in. Randy says Louis Riddick loves the kid. Yeah, Louis Riddick loves him, bro. Louis Riddick loves him. Sometimes Louis Riddick was our damn general manager. But the kid has great upside to his game, family. Again, things he has to work on. There's no doubt that Tyler has things that he needs to work on going forward. Now there's one thing there's something I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, we looked at him by the month, how he was by the month. Oh, okay, let's share this. Let's just take a look at his performance during the season against the competition that he went with against. Let me get that up there for you guys. All right, so this is the competition that Louisville faced this past season. So week 1, again, like I said, Austin P, 18 of 24, completed 75% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, QB rating of 211.2. Okay, but that's Austin P. You're supposed to do that. Now, the next week, ACC, you take on Boston College. Izuruke, the young fast defined pass rusher that Cowboys selected from Boston College. You go 28 of 38 for a 73.7 completion percentage, 332 yards, 2 touchdowns, but you had 2 INTs in this contest. He had a QB rating of 153.9 though. The next week against Clemson, arguably one of his worst weeks as far as completion percentage goes. Against Clemson, he was 17 of 32 for a 53% completion percentage. Though he did toss 2 touchdowns, he protected the ball this week, did not throw he didn't throw a touchdown or intercept in this game. He only passed for 156 yards in this contest, and he ran 3 times for 9 yards. The following week, again, ACC, they take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. He goes 13 of 19 for a 68.4 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no intercepts, a 222 QB rating, and again, 2 touchdowns, no intercepts. He protects the ball. Next week against Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State is a good FCS program. He goes 21 of 33. Completion percentage comes down though, 63.6%, but he passes for 349 yards. Another 2 touchdown weekend, another week with no interceptions. Now let's step up SEC against Kentucky, SEC talent, SEC defense. He only completes 50% of his passes, and this is a game that had me in the process of him watching Tyler Shough had me nervous. Hey, you go up, you step up, main boy. Yes, Kentucky, but Kentucky ain't the same old Kentucky in football in the SEC. They're good. They're a defensive team. And listen, he only goes 9 of 18, plus it's the in-state rivalry. He only complete 50% of his passes for 128 yards. Now, he didn't turn the ball over. Excuse me. He didn't have an intercept, and he didn't have a touchdown. But you got to be better than 50%, man. You got to be better. Then the next week, we just saw that when against Miami, 31 of 51, 342 yards, 4 touchdowns, no intercepts, QB rating of 143. Then the following week, back-to-back weeks, Miami, Notre Dame. So Kentucky, Miami, Notre Dame, no doubt this was the hardest stretch for Louisville. He goes 24 of 41, only completes 58.5% of his passes for 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He ran 5 times for 36 yards, and we saw that big run earlier in the show. But completion against his 3 toughest opponents, the best completion percentage he can get is 60.8. It's 60% completion percentage. It has to be better. But also, you can look at against the 3 toughest opponents on their schedule. He threw 7 touchdowns and only 1 intercept. 7 touchdowns, 1 intercept at that time. But the completion percentage has to go up. He protected the ball. He found the end zone. Now, ACC the next week, they take on the Pitt Panthers. He goes 17-28, 60% completion percentage, 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, no intercept. Next week, SMU, and we all know SMU, college football playoff, SMU Mustangs. He went 22 of 35 for a 62.9% completion percentage for 2 touchdowns, 1 intercept. He had a QB rating of 155 in that contest. And the game against Stanford, of course, everyone's seen that game, that play when he just unexpectedly, no reason. I'm not even saying he was seeing ghosts. When that play there was scary as hell as a quarterback. That shit looked scary. That shit made him look weak. Him just, I don't know what his mind was thinking. You're not even trying to throw the ball out of bounds. He didn't want to get hit. It's just that simple. On that play, he didn't want to get hit. That kind of play would not be tolerated now in the football league. It would not be tolerated by Who That Nation, and damn well would not be tolerated by Coach Kellen Moore and the New Orleans Saints. If you got to be a man in that pocket in the NFL, that's one thing Spencer Rattler did last year that a lot of people overlook. Spencer Rattler, though he's not your prototypical height for a quarterback, he stood tall in that pocket last year. He took some shots, and while taking those shots, he threw some dimes last year. So right now, Tyler Shough, you might be the hand chosen of Kellen Moore, but trust and believe you're gonna have a fight on your hand with Spencer Rattler. It's what I want to see. Is what we need to see. Again, I don't think Derek Carr is back with this team. I think he is season in the surgery. I think the Saints pay him, just let him stay home. You already got your money. Let's stay home. We move on next year. You move on, and we go on from there. Or he gets his surgery while he's at home. Maybe somebody want to trade. Who's a quarterback? They want to trade for him. So be it. I doubt it, but I'm just saying. In the final game of the season against Virginia, hey, Sankey, I will fool around third safety. He goes 18-31, 231 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 intercept, a 58.1 completion percentage. After week 2, that completion percentage bothers me. Georgia Tech, it was the highest after week 2 at 68%. Then Stanford, he was 66, 63 against Jacksonville State. Again, Clemson, I forgot about Clemson. He was only 53, had only a 53.1 completion percentage. So against Clemson, Kentucky, Miami, and Notre Dame, the best he can do against the top teams on their schedule was a 60.8 completion percentage. Got to be better. Again, does a lot of things, brings a lot of things to the table that you like from him being a young quarterback, but there's no quarterback drafted this year, last year, and the last several years that comes into the NFL without things to work on and get better. So I know one thing, the kid's already here working. As reported, he's strong with Bub Means. He's at Tulane working. I wish the kid nothing but luck. He's wearing that black and gold. A lot of people are laughing at this selection. A lot of people just think it was too high to take him. Now, if the Saints would have taken him, say, at the top of the third, at the end of the second, those so-called precaution, those analysts would have felt better about the value. But we got him when we got him because why? The Saints liked him. Again, it only takes one team. Don't matter what Louis Riddick think. Don't matter what Mel Kiper think. It don't matter what Charles Davis think. It don't matter what Dolph think. It don't matter what Carlos think. It don't matter what you think. All that matters is that team that selected this kid, where they selected them, they thought the value was there. He was the player they wanted in the building. They went out, they got him. Now, who that nation? Let's hope that this young man and Spencer Rattler give us a hell of a Sunday, a hell of a summer, battling it out for the starting quarterback position of the New Orleans Saints, and they push each other to be the very best that they can be. All right, so what I'm going to do now, family, I'm going to put the link in the chat for anyone who may like to come in and just give us your thoughts about the entire Saints off season, about the draft. Did you like the draft? Did you like the draft? Was it good? Was the draft good? What players would you have like the Saints to get that you think probably would have been a good matchup, a good addition to the room? So we're gonna see. All right, Mike, go ahead and say hi, Mike.
Hi.
You gotta put your face in there.
Hi, everyone.
All right, it's my little man. All right, let's get the link in there. And there we go, family. All right, family. The link is now in the chat for anyone who'd like to come on in and talk to myself and Mike. We're in the building, baby. Yeah. So let us know what's going on, who that nation. Again, Tyler Shough, New Orleans Saints quarterback of the future. We shall see. Is he that franchise quarterback? Can he finally be the replacement for Drew Brees that this team has been looking for ever since Drew Brees decided to hang it up? They're hoping he can. There are also many around the league. Don't forget that remember that report by Tom Pelissero, that there are a lot of GMs and coaches around the league who believe that Spencer Rattler is a future starter in this league. So the Saints could have two young men that with high upsides battling it out to be the starting quarterback this summer. And this is going to be must see. You already know you're going to hear every report from every throw they make. It's going to be judged. Every missed throw, every misstep, every mishandle, misread, everything. Then you're going to have the Shough fans who are going to be, that's why he should start. Then you're going to have the Rattler fans saying, nah, that's why Spencer should start. And it's going to go back and forth. And I'm going to say, like I always say, all that matters to me is whoever steps on that field on opening day representing the New Orleans Saints as their starting quarterback, I'm pulling for him. I'm not pulling against him. I want him to be successful. And damn it, why not us? Why not us? Let's shock the league. Let's shock the world. We can do it. The cupboard is not bare here. Despite what people say, despite what they think all around the country, the Saints do have talent on this team. They do have talent on offense. And I've been listening to people talk about the Saints need a little more punch on offense. They are so disrespectful. So people have been so disrespectful to Alvin Kamara. It's not even funny. They are overlooking the greatness of this young man. They are overlooking the nightmare matchup that he is. It is crazy to me. Again, if you get that counterpart to him, that one who can take carries off his table, would it be Devin Neal and Kendre Miller? How about Devin Neal and Kendre Miller make it by staying healthy? Because if they do, 1, 2, 3, you got a hell of a running back room right there with Alvin. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you decide to keep a fullback, I don't know, practice squad. Keep him around, veteran presence, just in case. But Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, Alvin Kamara, nice running back run. Offensive line, it all starts up front. This offensive line this year is going to have to become one of the better units in the National Football League because you're going to have youngsters, a young signal caller behind you. You got to protect this young signal caller. And the best way to help these young quarterbacks, whether it's Rattler or whether it's Tyler Shough, a running game. The Saints must be able to run the ball. We must be able to average 4 or more yards per attempt per run this season. There's no second doubting this, no second guessing this, excuse me. This is what the New Orleans Saints must do. So the pick of Calvin Banks, for those of you who don't like it, man, sit back, get out of your feelings, and think for a minute. Look at your football team. Look at our football team. Offensive line matters. You need to be more than I'm tired of being competent. You need to be good up front. If you're good up front, you have an opportunity to make the playoffs. You have an opportunity to get your quarterback through the entire season. If you're good up front, think about this. Calvin Banks, Talisi Fuaga, 2 back-to-back seasons. Tally's not going to be a bust. And I've been saying that since Senior Bowl last year. Calvin Banks Jr., I don't believe he's going to be a bust. And I'm saying that from the Senior Bowl too. And few of my watch. I don't see this young man being a bust. Young tackles, talented, on the edge. Veterans inside, veteran center and McCoy, Eric McCoy, one of the best centers in the National Football League. Cesar Ruiz, one of the most frustrating players on this team because when his mind is right, when he's playing consistently and he's consistently good in his technique, he becomes one of the better right guards in all the NFC, damn near football. But it's his inconsistency that frustrates us so much. We have to find an answer at left guard. Will it be Tyler Shough? Will it be Nick Saldiveri? Will it be Ruiz? If I'm pronouncing the young man's name we just brought in from the Tennessee Titans. Will it be him? Will they move once again Trevor Penny now from tackle to guard? I say no. I say leave Trevor Penny. Let him be the swing tackle. Left or right, if you need him. Let him be that jumbo tackle. Remember, come on in. That Zach Streif role, be that jumbo tackle. Let him do that. That's what we need to do, family, in my opinion. But of course, this coaching staff, they're going to do what they think is best for the talent that they have assembled together. And I'm just hoping that this season that we're able to win more than 5 games. I want to double that up. Now that we beat the Falcons twice, I'm good. I'm just saying. All is well. Listen, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm going to tell you like this. Even when we lost last season, my Sunday, it was bad, but it went from bad to okay. Why? When I can look at that screen and I can see it going across the ticker that the Atlanta Falcons had lost, it just made me perk up, made me feel better, walk with a little swag again. Yeah, all things are good in Who That Nation when the Falcons lose, especially when we beat that ass. But anyway, let's go to the comments. Randy says, they say Calvin Banks could potentially be one of the best first-round picks in franchise history. A lot of accolades, a lot of names. Let's see him on the field. Let's see him. Y'all know what I'm about. You know me and Coach over here, baby. We ain't balling on paper. Let's see what that paper go do. Super Fan 5 say, who that dog? Who that to you, my brother? Says, I think Kellen Moore got his guy. He was a QB himself, so he knows what it looks like. I got the same hat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Who else we got in the building? All right, Ray Lewis. Rick Love the Kid. Again, family, the link is in the chat. Anybody want to come on, please feel free to do so. This is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm your host, Dolph Jackson, and we're brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. Matter of fact, let's take this break.
The Come On In Sports Network.
All right, family, welcome back. Come On In Sports Network presents the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm your host, Dolph Jackson. Thank you all for being here, family. It's been a great day. Again, the link is in the chat. If anybody like to come on and talk little Saints football before we get out of here, let's do it. Matter of fact, let's talk a little NFL. I'm going to talk a little NFL football before we get out of here. The whole draft process this season, and of course everybody know the lightning rod was, of course, the Shedeur Sanders situation, but it wasn't just him, man. It's just how they continually break these kids down sometimes. Now, I understand sometimes it's a game. Some teams you want to put misinformation out there so a certain player can fall. But when they attack a kid's character or his demeanor, because his demeanor is not what they thought it should be, I have a problem with that, family. I have a problem with that. These kids have worked a lifetime, their young lives, to make it to this journey in their life, to be on the cusp of hearing their names called at the National Football League NFL draft. And sometimes some teams take that away from kids. Now, there are some kids who just make bad decisions. I don't care if you like Shedeur Sanders or you dislike him. I don't care. That's on you. I don't care if you thought he wasn't a first round, you thought he was a second or third round, so be it. But to attack a kid's character, to just say that it was the worst interview you ever had, but it's not only that, it's the way that they go by doing things anonymously. Man, put your name behind that, bro. Put your name behind that. Anonymous assistant coach. Let it be known who you are. Let it be known what's going on. Why? Why you didn't put your name behind it? Because you're a coward. Because you're weak. But it wasn't just Shedeur. So this has been going on. This has been going on. And simply put, as you heard me say, it doesn't matter how you got into the league. When you were there, when you get that opportunity, when you step in that locker room, no matter if you were a first round pick or undrafted free agent, you're putting them pads on, you're putting the helmet on, and you're going out there on that practice field. Now, of course, a first round pick is going to get more opportunities than you do if you were a late round selection or undrafted free agent. That means what for those young men? When your number is called and you're called up, show out. Handle your business. Make them take notice. Make them have to learn your name. Make them go into the meeting and say, we got to get more looks, get more reps for this kid. That's what you do. Now, it may take some a while. Some kids were selected into the wrong organization. Because it's not all about when you go, it's also about where you go. Because some coaches are stuck in their ways, trying to fit a square hole into a round hole. I'm going to make you fit my system instead of fitting a system around the player. And from all accounts, that's what the New Orleans Saints have in Kellen Moore, a head coach and offensive coordinator who is open to adjusting his system around the talents of the players he has on his roster. Dak Prescott had his best seasons with Kellen Moore. The Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl with Kellen Moore. And of course, we know the great Saquon Barkley. But Kellen Moore was that dude. He worked with the Chargers with Justin Herbert, though Herbert got hurt. So Kellen Moore is respected around this league as a young, bright mind. In Dallas, it ended because it was said that he didn't run the ball enough. Well, last year he ran the hell out of the ball. No, maybe it's because he didn't run that ball that much in Dallas because he didn't have a Saquon Barkley caliber running back. But now he comes to New Orleans. He inherits one of the best all-around running backs, talent-wise, in the National Football League, and Alvin Kamara. Run, catch, return. Hell, Alvin damn near can play receiver. And damn near he can if you put his mind to it. He go out his first selection as head coach in his first draft with the New Orleans Saints is, I'm going to protect my quarterback, my young quarterbacks. I'm going to get another young tackle. I'm going to solidify the edges, the ends, right tackle and left tackle. It's now on paper, certified, protected, baby, stamped. Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Talisi Fuaga, Calvin Banks Jr. Now the mystery is left guard. Who becomes that left guard, that starting left guard for the New Orleans Saints? Even more importantly, who's the 6 and 7 offensive lineman? That swing tackle is very important. Who's going to be that swing tackle? Who's going to be that swing guard and center? Who's able to play guard and center for the New Orleans Saints? So the 6 and 7 offensive linemen on this team is going to be important this year. All right. Randy says, Kellen Moore, Scott Tolzien, and Doug Nussmeier all play quarterback at the highest level. Trust them to bring the very best out of these guys. New coaching staff, baby. I'm getting it's a honeymoon, but the honeymoon period is over. When OTAs right now, so I want to see results. I don't want to have to wait 2 and 3 years. Why? They were saying the same thing about Houston 2 years ago. They were saying the same thing about the Commanders last year. But what changed those franchises? Quarterback. So I say that to say this. Can and will this young man, Tyler Shough, be able to be the next quarterback to change the fortunes of a franchise? Like you, Who That Nation, I am hoping that this is so. I am hoping that this is so. So with that being said, family, I have no one want to come on. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's been an honor and pleasure as always, family, here chilling out with you, talking nothing but our Saints football. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Samuel, thank you for being here. Samuel, you my guy. Randy, thank you for being here. Who else was in the house, baby? You know I got Tedra. Tedra, thank you for being here. Dana, thank you for being here. Chantel, thank you for being here. Carter Great, the Know the Chop podcast. Thank you for being here. My guy, nephew, No Cap, No Filter Saints. Thank you for being here, my brother. Rose City, Rose, thank you for being here, fam. All right, who else? Philly Phil, how you doing? Thank you for being here, Cole. Yeah, he's a champion, baby. But he's always support his family, baby. Who else we had? And Cole, you can't go nowhere without talking about Uncle Jerry, thank you for being here, my brother. Who else we got in here, man? Who else? It's somebody I'm missing. It's somebody I ain't catch. Booker, all right. It ain't the bookend, baby. It ain't Booker T. Booker, how you doing? Booker, thank you for being here, my brother. I want to thank each and every single person who is here now. And if you're looking at the replay of this, thank you all for the support. Again, I ask you before we get out of here, family, there are 36 of us here. Please hit that like bell, hit that notification bell, family. And if it's also your first time, subscribe to the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast, as well as you see it on the ticker, your new home for sports, the Come On In Sports Network, baby. We are here. We're in the building, baby. And we're doing this for you. We love what we're doing. We love you, family. Thank you. Got another comment comes in. All right, Samuel says tomorrow, great weekend. Same to you, Samuel. Enjoy your weekend, family. And like Samuel says, man, everyone enjoy your weekend. And again, this is brought to you by the Come On In Sports.
The Come On In Sports Network.
All right, family. And like always, love and who that?